Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, my other family, and comrades that are in the ancestral realm as we speak, and to all the brothers and sisters out there, specifically the ones who are fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. Today, as most of you all know, paying tribute to a great God, a great elder, the great Baba, the irreplaceable, unreplaceable, great Baba, phenomenal, iconic, historic, Brother Dick Gregory, Hotep, Black Power, to Brother Dick Gregory. As we play the drums to call on the ancestors, to ask the ancestors to open their arms and embrace the great Baba, Brother Dick Gregory, who for nearly 77 decades fought for the liberation and salvation of the black nation and stood up in the face of the system of racism, white supremacy, and never batted an eye. So, this great man who has marched with Dr. King, stood shoulder to shoulder with Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, stood with Huey P. Newton, stood with Bobby Seale and Fred Hampton, dealt with J. Edgar Hoover and J. Edgar Hoover's attempt to assassinate the great Baba Dick Gregory. One of the greatest men, not just black men, but one of the greatest men that ever walked the planet, the great Baba Dick Gregory, who will always be remembered, who has left a tremendous, relentless legacy. Thousands of interviews, thousands of radio appearances, thousands of television appearances, hundreds of protests, marches, demonstrations, hunger strikes, fasting, saving the lives of many of our great brothers and sisters and entertainers and athletes. So many of us have so much to be thankful for to the great Baba Dick Gregory, who bust the whole conspiracy of the assassination of the great Dr. Martin Luther King, along with the great Baba and ancestor Steve Copeland. We would have never known anything about the culprits and the key players that were complicit in their involvement in the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, if it weren't for Dick Gregory, along with Steve Copeland. The great Baba Dick Gregory, who was the first one that I'm aware of to start a holistic way of living. The Bohemian diet from the 70s, fasting, for months at a time. Uncompromising with the enemy for so many years. We can never thank Dick Gregory enough. Every time someone eats a Bogle burger or anything in terms of a vegan diet, can attribute that to Dick Gregory. And as we ask the ancestors to allow Brother Dick Gregory to stand among the great ancestors. And when I say great, I just don't mean those who the world knows of. I'm talking about you and I have great ancestors. Your great-grandmother, your great-great-grandmother, your great-great and great-great-great and beyond. Because they were great. They were great. And so, you know, as the drums sound off and rejoice of the celebration of what this great brother has left, the legacy he has laid out and left for us to carry. You know, and it's a joyful celebration for someone who has, you know, stood the test of time and has, you know, completed every mission and task that there is to complete in this realm in terms of fighting the system of racism, white supremacy, and the uplifting of people of color. So we should be forever grateful for the powerful, phenomenal Dick Gregory. Physics law teaches us that all energy is constant. It just changes form. And so the great Baba Dick Gregory has only left us in the outer physical form. And that's the purpose of calling on the ancestors in that realm. That his energy may still guide us and give us divine instruction as to how to carry on and pick up the torch to continue to fight to annihilate the system of racism, white supremacy, and the oppression of black people. Very, very grateful for the brother Dick Gregory. Very grateful. So, you know, let us give him a hand and celebrate. And thanks. Thank you, brother. Thank him, the great Baba. Thank you. Hotel. Ashe. 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 And we thank the brother. And we want to thank the great queen, the other half of Brother Dick Gregory, the great ancestor, Elder Queen Lucille. We thank Sister Lucille for giving Dick Gregory to us. We thank his children for giving their father to us. We thank his grandchildren for giving their grandfather to us. And may we continue to show our appreciation and thankfulness in our everyday duties, especially for those who are conscious and are fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. That we have even a greater responsibility now even a very, very heavy torch to carry, as Brother Dick Gregory carried, for those that he came after, those who preceded him, Malcolm, Martin, Medgar, Huey, Bobby, Fred, Elijah. And we're thankful to the brother for being a father, a grandfather, a husband, a son, a brother, a friend. Very, very thankful for it. And once again, I can never stop saying Hotep, Black Power, and Ashe, and salute to one of our generals, the great Baba Dick Gregory. And as we continue to talk about and embrace and celebrate the life of Brother Dick Gregory, you know, of all the great things he has accomplished, you know, and at the same time, you know, we want to give our deepest condolences to his wife, his queen, his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, relatives, and others in this time of mourning, but at the same time of rejoicing. Once you understand this process, which is inevitable for us all, the question will be, what will your legacy be? You know, will it be anywhere, you know, anywhere near the great Baba Dick Gregory? What will your legacy be? And what have you done? What do you plan on doing to leave your legacy, you know, for others to follow? Very, very heavy. And that's why, you know, I fight each day the system of racism, white supremacy. You know, if it weren't for the great Baba Dick Gregory and other of our brothers and sisters, mostly have become ancestors now, if it weren't for their work and their suffering and their pain, I would not be doing a video today. Or if I would be doing a video, but it wouldn't be of anywhere near black consciousness. Let's just leave it like that, you know. So, you know, and those are the things that I'm grateful for. Those are the things that I'm thankful for. Those are the things that I thank the brother Dick Gregory. And, you know, and whether the brother had faults or not, you know, this is not a time, you know, to be judgmental, you know, because let's embrace what he gave the world. Besides talking about human error. And I ask the Creator and the ancestors to not allow, if there is a public viewing or homegoing service, that it not turn into a celebrity gala, as it was with Whitney and Michael, James Brown, you know, and others. That we allow the brother to go among the ancestors, the African way, the traditional African spiritual way. Besides having people that are unconscious, that would never fight for the system of racism, white supremacy, be main speakers for the purpose of self-promoting. You know, celebrities that wanna, you know, just wanna be a part of something that they're not. You know, turn it into a BET, you know, special and festival. You know, with the unconscious all-stars. You know, with the buck dancing all-stars. With the bootlicking all-stars and the buffoonery teams of buffoons that are looking for personal promotion. Let some of the brothers and sisters that fought in the trenches with the great barber share their experiences. You know, Ice Cube, Tyler Perry, they don't have any conscious experiences. You know, and I'm not withholding any names when I in that particular subject. You know, but to use that as an example. You know, let the brother, you know, be taken and walk to cross the ancestral threshold with those that fought with him. Those who are 100% conscious, those who are freedom fighters, those who are black liberators, those who you don't see every day, those who you don't see in movies, you don't see on television. You know, those who are really in the trenches that work with the great barber Dick Gregory. And I also ask that this be a, you know, a Ice 8 free celebration. You know, and I'm clear about this. You know, because I respect and love Dick Gregory. You know. And as far as anything surrounding his ancestral, we should all reserve judgment at this particular time. We should just focus and celebrate the life of this brother, and you know, reflect with some of his most powerful interviews, some of his strongest lectures that he has done, you know, throughout his lifetime, especially the last 20 years, you know, with Reality Speaks and, you know, a few others who Dick Gregory was a regular coming to Tubman City and Banneker City, even though he's a Banneker City resident. You know, the powerful lectures that he gave in the DMV that was very, very enlightening and and has awakened me in recent years. That was one of the motivating factors into myself conducting lectures. So, you know, we need to just celebrate the life of Dick Gregory. We're talking about a brother that was a comedian, an activist, a revolutionary, a scholar, a father, a wife, a husband, a friend, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, you know, who gave himself with the permission of his queen Lucille and his children to teach the world, to teach the black community with a twist of humor, you know, to give us some relief while we struggle each and every day. Dick Gregory never had a bunch of security. You know, he lived like normal. He lived like the average black man. Even though he was so iconic, he lived among the common people. He always kept his phone number in the phone book. You know, a lot of things made this brother so phenomenal. You know, and some of the lectures that he done that was so powerful and standing room only. I'm not going to name the lectures because if you are a friend of Dick Gregory's, you will know what I'm talking about. I had the honor of sitting next to him at the Million Family March, in which I performed a libation ceremony with Chief Nanakwesi Esel I. And Dick Gregory was one of the main speakers at the Million Family March. And so, you know, I'm very, very at peace with this ascension, with this transformation, because you know, brother Dick Gregory has been an example that when when your work is finished and you've done the best that you could, and you have been so powerful and so iconic and phenomenal, that's something we all at the end would like to hear about ourselves. That we gave to the world black consciousness, that we gave to the world strength, that we were taught how to lecture, taught how to research, taught how to stand straight up. And so much information on how important it is to, you know, drink water, you know, get the proper sleep, exercise, you know, exclude your being from bad habits, white sugar, you know, alcohol, tobacco, narcotics. So, you know, and let's be clear about this. You know that these ice apes are going to come at him. You know, they're going to come to the media, you know, to try, you know, not to allow Dick Gregory to get his full just due in terms of his props. You know, and that's how these ice apes in the media are, with the help of people that look like us as well. So, you know, I'm saying this for, you know, you brothers and sisters to, you know, watch out for this. You know, and, you know, we want to just, you know, tell brother Dick Gregory, thanks. Thank you. Thank you, brother. You know, you were well loved. You were well respected by the multitudes of black people who truly knew what you stood for, because a lot of the people, entertainers and celebrities that Brother Dick Gregory was interacting with, a lot of them knew nothing about the system of racism and white supremacy. And you showed us these things, brother. You allow us to seek liberation at our own pace. But don't be too slow and don't be too long. And your sense of humor was, can never be duplicated. So, I want to leave you with that, Brother Dick. And I hope that, things work out for the best. And I pray that you cross the threshold of the ancestral realm, with your head up. Because you saved a lot of lives in the black community. So, in close now, say, Hotep, Black Power, and I salute you, Brother Dick Gregory. Ashe.